Hello everyone and welcome back to Nitro Queuing. Today I'm going to be showing you some intermediate tips and tricks for solving the cross. So let's get into it. Now first, there are some cross rules. The first one is that you're always doing the cross on the bottom. I don't even understand why and even how people do it on the bottom. Like even beginners should be able to do it on the bottom. So I don't understand how people do it on the top. But yeah, if you don't already do it on the bottom, switch to it. The second rule of the cross is you don't rotate. It's not possible to rotate on while doing the cross. So if you're not, after this video, hopefully you'll be able to not rotate. And remember, whenever you're doing solves, make sure you don't rotate while doing the cross. And finally, the third rule isn't really a rule, but it's kind of helpful to know, and that is the cross can always be done in 8 moves or less. So let's get into the tips. My first tip is, the move over technique. So you don't always have to align the cross edges to the correct center. So what we can do is, we have this white and orange edge, cross edge, and we see that we have one here. So we know that if we we bring it down, we know that red is opposite to orange. And then we know that green goes to the right of red. So we can do a D prime and an L to get that cross edge in. And then we can do the same thing with the blue in the last slot. And then you have already the cross done. You also want to make sure that you're always aligning the cross at the end. For example, I have these two pieces. I might really want to align them, but no, you shouldn't. Another thing that you can use move over and D for is for cross edges stuck in the E layer. So for here, you can move over, and then that we see that to the left of orange is green, so we do an L prime and align the cross. And there we have the cross. I'm just going to show another example of that. For example, we know that this cross edge goes down here, so if we do a D2 and R prime, it's in the right spot. And then we can align the cross at the end. My second tip is to be able to know how to deal with bad edges. A bad edge is an edge that cannot be brought to the cross center with one move. This is a good edge. This is bad, as you need the white sticker to go to the white center and need 2 moves to do that. Same thing with these two. 1, 2, 1, 2. So these are the hardest cases and you should know how to deal with them. One way is to bring them into the E layer and use the move over techniques, which can also bring bad edges from the top layer and turn them into good edges. And then that. The next thing, which is also one of these, is the sledge over technique. It's where you don't have an aligned cross and then you need, like, this slot is open. And then you have this edge in the top. It's not, if it's either on the left or the right, then you can do this, what's called the sledge over technique, which is R prime F R, and it can be done fast. That was probably like 0.1 seconds. My next tip is learning algorithms for hard cases. For example, when you have a bad edge in the top layer on the right side and this slot, most people would rotate and then do the normal algorithm. A lot of people would use the sledge over technique, but that would still need the rotations. So that is considered a hard case. And instead, I'm going to show an algorithm for this, which is just a righty, but every U is double layered. It's very fast. And then if you have it in the slot, like a flipped edge, you could do something similar. R prime, Y U, R prime U. And it is fast. That was fast. And then there are other videos and other sources that can help you deal with bad cases. And yeah, my next tip is to be able to plan your cross in inspection. You have 15 seconds of inspection, technically 17, and then you want to use it all to plan your entire cross with those 3 tips. So for example, I see these two, I can use an L, F prime, R prime to keep these two opposite, and then I can do the blue edge, and then I don't want to do a rotation, so what I can do is a D2 and the sledge over technique. I'm going to show another example. You should be able to like simulate what's going to happen on the cube. So for example, I can see that when I move the green edge, it will be aligned, and then I can align it and then solve this orange edge with an R prime, then do a U prime B2 to solve that. So then I have my eyes closed. Did I get it? I don't even know if I got the cross or not. I actually did not. That's because I forgot the U and the B2. So just keep practicing it. Planning it in inspection doesn't really matter until you're trying to become sub 15 on the 3x3, sub 15 seconds, and that's when it really matters. My 5th and final tip is to just keep on experimenting with the cross. For example, instead of doing a D2 or D2 using the move over technique, a faster way might be to do a B2 L B2. I don't know if it's faster. Yes, probably not faster, but just keep on experimenting. Experimenting with cross solutions helped me a lot, and you could do that in untimed solves, not time solve. And I'm going to quickly show one last cross example. 2 actually. So let's have a look at this cross. This is an okay cross. We see that to the right of blue is red, so we can put those 2 in. And then next one is orange with a U2 and F2. And then instead of rotating and doing the sledge over technique for this last one, we're going to do a U prime D, sledge in, and then align the cross at the end. I'm going to do one more cross example. I'm just going to show you how to scramble it because I don't have notations. This is going to be some random hand scramble. So while facing blue and yellow top, just do this. So this is not a very good cross. We could insert in the red edge and then orange is opposite. And then using that also gets in this green edge. And then to solve this, we could do a U and a D2 and using the sledge over technique. The sledge over techniques helps a lot in reducing rotation. That's it for today's video. I hope you liked it. Make sure to subscribe, like, hit the comment, share, notification, save. Bye. Is someone stealing my cubes? Oh, they keep reappearing in the videos.